Now, earlier we spoke about family feuds after it had been widely reported that footballer Jamie Vardy is tying the knot today without his parents present. Well, agony aunt Deidre Sanders is here now to take your calls, and we're going to start off with Kay, who's on the line this morning. Good morning to you, Kay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in. And your call is about your son.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with weddings, hopefully not yet anyway.
Okay.
What it is, about 3 years ago, my son started at university and he met a really lovely girl and he was with her for about 2 years, no problems, nothing. Then all of a sudden I had a phone call out of the blue saying, Mum, I'm dumping her, I'm going with someone else. So, you can't do nothing, you can just go along with it. So he brought the girl home after he dated her a few times. And there just was no chemistry with us, with her. It was really, really hard to get anything out of her, to sort of, feel any feelings or anything. Well, they went back to university in the September. Me and him sort of we didn't end on good terms. And then at Christmas, about November time, I had to be rushed in to have an emergency operation done. It was a life-saving one. My husband, he texted our son and said, look, your mum's in critical, she's in intensive care, blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, I can't worry about that at the moment. I've got too much study on my mind, I don't wish to know. And then he came home at Christmas, because it's his birthday as well, and he always does, just to come and get his presents. If they're not what he wants, he normally puts his nose up in the air. He didn't bring his girlfriend, but we knew that there was a lot of tension because all he'd done was stayed on the phone to her. I was still in bed because I'd had this major operation and I was still recovering. He wouldn't even come upstairs and sit with me and talk to me or anything. And then he went back to uni for the beginning of the year, and I spoke to him on 3rd of January to wish him Happy New Year, and he said, I'll text you in a few days. And since then, we've not heard anything.
Wow.
That must
Okay.
be so...
OK, we might have to pause there, otherwise we won't have time for your...
But so there's just been no contact since January the 3rd?
I think, I found out yesterday that he got on an aeroplane and went off to holiday with his girlfriend.
Right.
So, with everything that's going on in the world, it's quite heartbreaking.
It is. I think it's really heartbreaking as a mum, isn't it, to have your children be rejecting like that. I can really imagine the pain you're going through. I think some of it is about his developmental stages. I mean, it is very painful as a parent. I'm a mum. I do know how that feels. It's almost like a way of rebelling against you, that he's chosen a girlfriend that you don't gel with. And I know how hard it is, but I bet when he brought her home, some of that antipathy from the family, in fact, you didn't gel, that will have been coming across to him. And I know you didn't mean it to, but he will have taken that as a rebuke. Because the thing about kids is, even when they're grown up like your son is, they've got this sort of double thing going on. They want to rebel, but they also want your approval at the same time. And that sets up a terrible tension in them, and you get increasingly unhappy. And I think, I'm sorry you've been ill, and I'm really glad the life-saving operation was life-saving. But I think also what's been happening is that young men often do not cope well with illness. They really don't. They don't like hospitals. They don't want to think about operations. And I think your son was all churned up about his love for his mum, his worry about the illness, and also his feelings of rebellion. So I'm just going to say now, I know it's really hard for you, but just keep reaching out to him. Just think this is what mums have to do sometimes, and I hope your husband will back you up as well. Don't reproach him. Don't criticise the girlfriend he's got now. If she's not right for him, he'll see through her in time, and he'll do it more quickly the less critical you sound. So just keep reaching out to him. Say you hope he has a good trip. Even if he doesn't reply to your text, keep texting. You keep putting out to him, and I promise you that in the end, he will come back to you, but you may have to be patient while that happens.
Don't say... The thing is that... And you shouldn't be worried about it. And travel, there are places where it's very dangerous. We cover it a lot here. But travel on the whole is incredibly safe. And so, don't add that layer of concern
exactly. It is
on top of everything
it's
else.
Still very true, I think, that it's safer to travel. Unless you go somewhere that the Foreign Office is actually telling you not to go, it's safer usually than crossing a road in your hometown.
Yeah.
And that is
just
still
say,
true.
don't say, I'm frightened that you've gone on holiday. Just say, hope you have a lovely time.
Hope you have a great
We'd
trip.
love a picture of that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Just, as you say, just keep it light.
Lots
All right.
of
Thank you very much
yeah,
indeed today.
Take care.